What is up, everybody? Welcome to the dungeon. We are about to do your weekly tarot readings. I am Caroline, aka Analytical Mystic. What I'll be doing is I will be pulling one card. We're going to do all the zodiac signs, you guys. I'll be pulling one card for the general energy, and then I'll pull another card for the love energy, because a lot of people want to know about love, but not everybody has love in their life. So we're going to find out what's going on in both. So without further ado, let's go ahead and hop into it, starting out with Aries. What is going on with Aries over the next week? Let's see. Aries, you have the Page of Wands. So, you may be feeling really excited about some things that are coming up. You may be making plans if they are not already, you don't already have those things on the calendar. You will be making plans, so there'll be various conversations going on with people in order to get things in motion. You're having a lot of ideas right now and feeling very creative. It's a really good time to take notes of all the various ideas that are coming to your mind, because you might have a lot and it's hard to just pick one and focus. So take note of all of it. It won't hurt. And then review your notes later. Then we'll see what's going on. But yeah, you may be having some very, very important conversations this week. They're important, but also try not to take them too seriously. Try to, be optimistic. Don't try to keep the positivity in the mix no matter how bad you feel. So yeah, try to remain optimistic. Let's see what's going on in Aries' love life this week. What is going on in Aries' love life? Hello, hello. What's up in Aries' love life this week? What kind of energy will they encounter in their love life? Oh, Aries, we have the Ten of Swords. So, right now, things may not be going so well. You may be dealing with a pretty difficult time right now. Sorry, you guys, just remembered your banner. No, not yet. So some of you guys, your love life's not looking too good right now. You're not feeling so great. Some things may have recently come to an end, so some breakups. Maybe if you have not broken up with your partner, you've found some things out that have caused a lot of issues. You may be feeling extremely betrayed. You may have come across some sort of message of some sort. So maybe like you found your significant other texting somebody else or whatever, talking to somebody else, and pretty devastated. You're pretty devastated and heartbroken by it. If you're not with anybody, just in general, like you're just feeling low when it comes to your love life, because maybe things haven't always worked out so well for you, and you're in this mindset where you're like, when is it ever going to work out? It's never going to work out. But that's where we got to try to remember to be optimistic. This is one of the places where we can apply that general energy, because it's like, okay, yeah, things may have sucked up to this point, but life's not over yet. There's still a lot of life left to live. We'll see what happens. In time you will heal from this heartache. Things have to, in order to have a new beginning, a new start, and a new direction, some things have to come to an end. So this may be painful, But I'm sure once you're able to like clean that wound, get all the pain out, you'll see that this has been for the best. This is working out for the best for you. Yeah, it may have hurt, but like long term, you're you're doing better. You're feeling better about life. Um, sometimes you got to go through those things to get to the other side and find the positive. All right, you guys, let's move on to Taurus. All right, here we go. See what is going on with Taurus over the next week. What kind of energy will Taurus encounter over the next week? What is going on with Taurus? Okay, let's see. What do we have? Taurus, you have the Magician. So right now, there are some things that you are really trying to make happen. You've had a lot of ideas brewing. Some may say for quite some time, and you're really trying to make these things happen. You're really trying to gather all the tools that you need in order to make this successful. This is very important to you. Some of you may actually be feeling a little confused about how to move forward and make this happen. In which case, you are being asked to kind of trust yourself, trust your intuition, um, and just kind of sit with yourself in silence and kind of just think about things for a while. And in time, slowly, it will all become more clear. You'll figure out what your next move needs to be. But yeah, right now you may have a little bit of confusion. You just need to kind of clear your head, maybe get away from people. Maybe other people are like making it hard for you to really focus and really think about what's going on. So you may need to take some time to yourself in order to do this. But so right now I really feel like you are going to be trying to spend time creating a game plan on how to move forward. Now let's see what's going on in Taurus's love life. What's going on in Taurus's love life over the next week? What kind of energy will Taurus encounter in their love life over the next week? What is going on in Taurus's love life? Okay. Just need one card, you guys. Just one. Taurus, you have the Chariot. So right now, some of you are you're really just trying to focus on moving forward and beyond where you have been in regards to your love life. Some of you are leaving a relationship behind, or you're trying to leave the way you feel about this person and this relationship behind. You want to move on, you want to start something fresh, brand new. You're trying to gather yourself, gather your emotions so that you can move on and have a potentially, new and better relationship moving forward. Let's see. Some of you, you may be out for a fling, you know. Again, a situation may have come to an end. So you're ready, you're single and ready to mingle, ready to hang out with people. You may be like going on road trips to concerts or festivals or whatever. Um, kind of just trying to go out, have a good time, meet new people, you know. Um, if you are already in a relationship, you know, you're at a period where um, things may have been a little difficult, and right now you're just trying to move beyond it. You're trying to move beyond this difficult phase and grow and evolve in this relationship. It's going to take work though, and some self-control, right? Okay, let's see what's going on with Gemini. All right, what kind of energy will Gemini encounter over the next week? What is going on with Gemini over the next week? What kind of energy will Gemini encounter? Alrighty. Okay, you have the Eight of Pentacles. So this week you're really going to be focused on your job. Um, it's just very, very important for you to, well, this is a high priority. Your job is always a priority to you, but right now it's super, super important to you to make this your focus. Um, because you're not just working, you're also working to rebuild your life. And what you are doing in your occupation directly affects the way you are working to rebuild your life. And that's why this is such a huge importance, because it's not just working, it's working to completely rebuild your life. Not just to pay bills and maintain your lifestyle, you're rebuilding. So it's very, very important for you to get this done. If you are not working, you are trying to find work. Some of you may, if you're in the creative arts, you're kind of focusing on that a lot more. You're ready to tackle anything that comes your way. You're ready to go. You're ready to confront any obstacle. um, you're ready to do whatever it is that you need to do to get the job done. And so a very can do, let's do it, let's get it all done attitude. So you should be very productive this week. Let's see what's going on in your love life. What's going on in Gemini's love life for the next week? Is going on in Gemini's love life over the next week? What kind of energy will they encounter? Gemini, you have the Page of Pentacles. So you may have met or just having general conversation with somebody that you like, you know, you have an attraction to. It's not just physical, you know, you're also stimulated mentally by them. It's important to you. Um, if you're gonna have any type of serious relationship. And right now you're not entirely sure what you want, but you know that you don't want to flame. So you're kind of in that state of where you're like, I want something serious, but I don't want something too serious. Like you're not in a commitment phase right now, but um, maybe, you know, maybe you're looking to be, but it starts small, you know? So you may be just starting to talk to some people or talking to a few people, trying to find that one connection. Um, and some of you have specifically found that one connection, and you're just kind of y'all are communicating and just working on building a rapport. um, if you're already in a relationship, this is you're basically continuing to build on it. So your relationship, it may be going through a transformative period, where if you have been in a long-term commitment, maybe things have just been off for quite some time, and maybe you may have come close to coming to calling it quits, but you and your partner have decided to kind of start over and get to know each other on a deeper level. Um, so, in moving into a new phase of your relationship where you're both kind of uncomfortable and not really sure what's going to happen, but you know that you both love each other and are committed to making things work. Let's see what is going on with Cancer. What is going on with Cancer over the next week? What kind of energy will Cancer encounter over the next week? What kind of energy will Cancer encounter over the next week? What's going on with Cancer? All right, Cancer, you have Judgment. So you will be making a final decision about a very important aspect of your life. This is going to involve you leaving some things behind that you're very comfortable with. So these are things that you may be finding difficult to leave behind, but also you are seeing where holding on to these things are causing problems in your present. And so it's like you really need to let these things go in order for your present to improve, because it's just like it's one of those things where just hanging on to the past. I don't know, it's something that I've been trying to do is lately is if I start thinking about something that happens in the past, kind of stopping and asking myself, okay, what purpose does thinking about this serve me? What purpose does delving into this memory serve me? So you may need to kind of stop yourself and examine your thoughts, especially in regards to the past. You may have a lot of issues from your past coming up, and just recognize that you need to let some of these things go, because they're holding you back from moving forward. And you need to move forward. You want to move forward, and you have felt very, very, very lost. And that has a lot to do with just holding on to things that have happened in the past. Oh my goodness. Let's see what's going on in your love life, Cancer. Had a little stutter there for a moment. Let's see what's going on in your love life. What is going on in Cancer's love life over the next week? Cancer, you have the Death card, so some relationships are coming to an end. Plain and simple. Forced or by choice. Some things you gotta completely let go of. Whether the relationship is coming to an end or it's entering into a new phase, it requires the death of the old. I mean, feel like that's pretty plain and simple. There are some things that you really gotta let go of in order for you to move forward. Um, and this can be very difficult and very painful, but you need to kind of recognize where you're holding yourself back. All right. Sounds like a rough week, Cancer. Very transformative. All right, let's see what's going on with Leo. What is up with Leo? What's going on with Leo over the next week? What kind of energy will Leo encounter over the next week? What is going on with Leo over the next week? What kind of energy will Leo encounter? All right, Leo. Looks like you have the Two of Pentacles. So you have a bunch of stuff going on, and you're really just trying to handle it all without completely losing your mind, basically. So you're juggling a lot. You have a lot going on, and there are some things you're having a hard time making decisions about. You're kind of going back and forth. One moment you want this, the next you want it another way, and you're just not sure what the right decision is for yourself. But don't rush it. Don't rush yourself into making a decision, because you could possibly regret the choice that you do make. So take your time. Don't allow other people's sense of urgency cause you to make any hasty decisions. So again, take your time. Now let's see what's going on in your love life, Leo. What is going on in Leo's love life over the next week? What kind of energy will Leo encounter over the next week in their love life? What's going on in Leo's love life? Leo, you have the Seven of Swords. So right now, you may be kind of keeping to yourself, holding back, maybe observing a situation. You are suspicious of your significant other. You don't really trust the other person right now. You don't really have the most faith in them or the relationship right now, because either you feel like there's something that they're keeping from you, or you know that there's something that you're not really telling them. Um, some of you may be finding out some secrets about what has been going on with your partner, stuff that they, haven't told you before. You're going to be finding it out and not quite sure how you feel about it. You're going to have to take some time to really reflect on the information that comes out. I feel like in certain situations it could be very devastating. The pain and the betrayal that you feel, it's going to be difficult for you to move past. And somebody may be trying to get you to kind of like hurry up and get over something. It's not that easy. Again, take your time. Don't let somebody else's sense of urgency make you do something faster than that you're not ready to do. Basically, don't like let somebody else's wanting to hurry make you feel like you have to make a decision sooner than necessary. Either it can wait or it can wait. That's just it. That's just it. Because this is your life. This is important, and you want to be very careful about your heart. You want to be very careful about your heart because you want to protect yourself. Um, but we got to be careful not to be like overprotective, because sometimes you can be so much on guard that like you're too much on guard. You're like offensive. You're on the offense, and nobody's attacking you, but you're already on the offense. That can cause problems on its own. So let's move on to Virgo. Let's see what's going on with Virgo over the next week. What kind of energy will Virgo encounter over the next week? What's going on with Virgo over the next week? What kind of energy will Virgo encounter? Virgo, you have the 10 of Pentacles. So you are very focused on your home life, your abundance. So work is very, very important to you. Your ability to provide for yourself, for others, pay bills, so you may be having to pay bills, it's the beginning of the month. So gotta take care of that stuff. Maybe that time of the month for you. Some of you may be visiting family you haven't seen in a while, so that would be cool. Um, Maybe having some sort of get together at some point. Um, Cook out, whatever. Enjoy the weather while it's still nice before it gets cold and stuff. So I highly recommend that. So beautiful today. So beautiful today. In some situations, you may be a little concerned about how you are going to maintain your current lifestyle, but you will figure out the means. You're going to figure out a way to make things work. So just have faith. Don't get caught up in the negativity, because you will be able to get through this. All right, Virgo. Let's see what's going on in your love life. What is going on in Virgo's love life over the next week? Virgo, you have the Queen of Cups. So you may be feeling very emotional about a particular person, or just in general about like your love life, just kind of like in your feels about maybe being alone and sad about it. But if you are in a relationship or in a situation where you have somebody that you are interested in, you're feeling very strongly for them. If this is somebody you're dating, you think you might be falling in love with them. If it's somebody that you're already with, you are in love with them, and you're just feeling very, very strongly for them and finding a great deal of comfort in their presence, be it actual physical presence or just like the emotional presence, them just being there for you, finding comfort in that. Um, yeah. I suppose that there are some situations where if you are single, some of you may be dealing with heartbreak. So you may be like really just it's not going well. The breakup's not, you're not taking it so well. The feelings that you are dealing with are almost excruciating at times. So, just kind of take it easy on yourself, do some self-care, treat yourself, do something nice for yourself, because you are like, those feelings are overwhelming. And when they're overwhelming and painful, well, that sucks. It sucks. So, and you don't like feeling anyway. So, like, what the crap? You don't like feeling anyway. So, you don't want to feel anyways. Just, I'm not telling you to numb the pain. I'm just saying treat yourself special. Don't get so caught up in the negativity. Show yourself some love. All right. Let's move on to Libra. Okay. Let's see what's going on with Libra. What's going on with Libra over the next week? What kind of energy will Libra encounter over the next week? What's going on with Libra? Okay, Libra, you have the Three of Pentacles. So you're going to be focused on working a lot with other people. This could be, literally working, on your job, but also just like any type of collaboration you have going on with somebody. There's going to be a lot of teamwork that you could benefit from teamwork a lot over this upcoming week. So don't be afraid to ask for help. You'll actually probably find more success with having a little assistance than you would on your own right now. So, and it's nothing to be ashamed of at all. If anything, you could take pride in the work that you do together. So that's pretty cool. If you've had any type of falling out with anybody, y'all are going to be trying to work through those issues, because there's something bigger at play. There's something that's more important than the petty stuff. All right, let's see what's going on in your love life, Libra. What's going on in Libra's love life over the next week? What kind of energy will Libra encounter in their love life over the next week? Libra, you have the Knight of Pentacles. So if you are in a long-term committed relationship, it looks like, things are pretty cool, pretty chill, pretty steady. There's there's nothing really to complain about. You feel safe and solid in your relationship, and that's it. Pretty much, you're going safe and steady. If you are getting to know somebody, it is moving very slowly, so it's not something that's gonna like immediately happen. Um, there may even be some situations where you've decided to completely stop communicating with somebody after initiating, getting to know them a little bit. Maybe this is not quite what I wanted. You may change your mind and just end up ghosting somebody. That could even potentially happen to you. But I think that if it does happen to you, you won't be too fucked up about it. Like it won't mess you up too much, because even though you will benefit very much by working with other people, and even, in a relationship, you are still good on your own. You can still find success and be fine on your own. You don't feel like you are dependent on other people. I think that over the next week that you could definitely benefit by working with other people. But that's, it's not, you don't need, relationship wise, it's like you don't need to have a partner to do good. Basically is what I'm trying to say. All right, let's move forward to see what is going on with Scorpio. What is going on with Scorpio over the next week? What kind of energy will Scorpio encounter over the next week? What is going on with Scorpio? Scorpio, you have Judgment. So it's time to let some stuff go. You're holding on to the past a little bit too hard. Um, Perhaps you're struggling with, some PTSD right now, some issues from things that have happened to you in the past when you were younger. Perhaps some issues are coming up that you're having to face. And, it's time to put these things to rest. It's time to face it so you can put these things to rest and move forward with your life. Because it's holding you back. It's dragging you down. It's causing issues in everything. And it's time to stop running. It's time to stop running and turn around and face things so that you can let it die. There are certain things that, have to come to an end at this point in order for you to have a better future. It's time to let go. Let's see what's going on in your love life, Scorpio. What's going on in Scorpio's love life over the next week? What kind of energy is going on in Scorpio's love life over the next week? We just need one card. Just one. Let's see what's up, Scorpio. Alright, Scorpio, you have the Knight of Cups. So right now, you may be talking to multiple people, and it's not just, a sexual thing. You are having multiple emotional and, connections right now. Hey, you're not trying to, like, be tied down right now, but you want to see what your options are out here. And, in time, they will slowly fall off, and you'll figure out the cream of the crop who will rise to the top. In the meantime, right now, you're just trying to have fun. You're just trying to enjoy yourself, basically. If you're already in a relationship, you and your partner may be going through a lovey-dovey period. This could be like a makeup period after an argument. It doesn't have to be, but one or both of you, maybe apologizing or exchanging apologies, and like I said, just going and having a good time, like enjoying each other's company, just feeling comfort in the love that you have for each other, and just enjoying the moment. Not taking things too seriously. most importantly, not taking things too seriously, just keeping it light, because it's when it's light that it's the most fun. And right now you're just trying to have fun, right? All right. Let's see. Moving forward, moving along. What is going on with Sagittarius? Ready, Saggies? What is up? Just need one card. What is going on with my Sagittarians? Sagittarius, you have the King of Pentacles. So you are going to be extremely business oriented, job oriented this week, very focused. You have a goal, you have a plan, you are enacting that plan. You are going after that goal. You know, you're very matter of fact and straightforward about what you're doing, because this is bringing the abundance into your life in many different forms. This is not just a financial situation. You know, you're working to bring different areas of stability, or different levels of stability, to the different areas of your life. And this is something you're very passionate about. You don't take it lightly, but at the same time, you're not too rigid either. There is kind of this light-heartedness, but at the same time, being strict and firm. Or having accountability for what it is that you need to do, handling your responsibilities, but not taking life too seriously, you know, being serious about what you're doing, but not taking things too seriously at the same time. Let's see what's going on in your love life, Sagittarius. What is going on in your love life? What is up in Sagittarius's love life? Okay, Sagittarius, you have the Empress. So some of you may be finding out you're pregnant or giving birth. Some of you maybe have met somebody new, and you're kind of, you feel very strongly for this person. Very strong. They are very, very important to you. So this is something that you could see going somewhere. So you've met somebody new, and you really like them and definitely want to engage in pursuit. So you may be starting to date somebody, or you may be already, like, you know, becoming exclusive with someone. This could also be a very transformative period in a current relationship. Perhaps you have been going through some difficult times, and y'all have gotten through, and this is the beginning of a new phase in your relationship, in which you and your partner feel more closely bonded, more intertwined, and very much in love. If you are single, some of you may be single, newly single, or not just newly single, but single in general. You feel very empowered. You feel very empowered. You know what you want. You're not going to settle for anything less, and you just feel good about who you are and where you're going, and in knowing, trusting yourself to know what is good for you and what isn't. Awesome. That's pretty good vibes. All right. Moving forward. Capricorn. Let's see what's going on with my Cappies. What is going on with Capricorn over the next week? What's up with Capricorn over the next week? What kind of energy will Capricorn encounter? Oh, shoot. Okay, you guys. I just needed one card. We have the Two of Swords. So right now, you may be having a very difficult time making a decision about something in your life. You may be avoiding making a decision because you're so confused. You're just straight up avoiding the situation. I mean, there's really not much you can do if you don't know what you want to do. So it's some of you may be like, I'm not really avoiding the situation. There's just nothing I can do about it right now. And but that's why you're avoiding it. Because there's nothing you can do about it. So it's kind of like, okay, I'm just gonna not think about that right now because I don't want to stress myself out over something I can't control at the moment. So you feel like, you kind of have your hands tied in regards to a lot of things right now. I just, suggest like those things that you can't do anything about right now. You can't do anything about it right now. Find something you can do something about. What can you do? And just kind of try to work on that in the meantime while this other stuff kind of like figures itself out, because it's not going to figure itself out this week. All right, let's see what's going on in your love life, Capricorn. What is going on in Capricorn's love life over the next week? What is up, Capricorn's love life over the next week? Seven of Pentacles. So right now you may not quite be so sure how you feel about a relationship or about your love life in general. You're kind of just looking at your options and considering them, trying to decide what would be the best move for you to make. Whether you have multiple people to choose from or you have to make a choice about a relationship you're in currently or somebody that you are currently seeing. You're trying to think about things very clearly and practically before you make your decision, before you move forward. And that really is the best choice for you to make, because this is something that like it's not to be played about. Your love life, this is where you are at right now. The way you're dealing with things is you're not playing about your love life right now. So you want to be serious about the decision that you make, whether that decision is to be with somebody, stay with somebody, or be alone. So you're really going to be taking the time to consider your options and what is the best one for you to take. Some of you may be working on developing a relationship, but I think for the most part, you're going to be spending a lot of time considering how you feel and what you're going to do about a particular situation. Okay. Aquarius. Let's see what's going on with Aquarius over the next week. What kind of energy will Aquarius encounter over the next week. What is going on with Aquarius over the next week? Kind of energy, little Aquarius encounter. Aquarius, you have Seven of Cups. So there are a few different possibilities you have going on for you in your life. So you have a choice to make, or some choices to make. Some of you may be kind of doing a lot of daydreaming, maybe getting caught up in fantasizing about things. Be careful not to get too lost in those things. Just try to keep your feet on the ground. Don't get too carried away with it. Um, and just be sure that you're seeing things clearly. Because, you may have multiple choices here. And if you are in a place where you're fantasizing about things, then it's possible that you may not be seeing these choices very clearly. So, take your time so that you can make sure that you're not getting blinded by your emotions or fantasies of what the way you would like things to be, or the way you want to think about things being. You got to be realistic. So let's see what's going on in your love life, Aquarius. What's going on in Aquarius's love life over the next week? What kind of energy will Aquarius encounter in their love life over the next week? What's going on with Aquarius? Aquarius, you have the Two of Cups. So you may have met somebody that you just have a very deep connection with. You guys are, y'all just really connected with you. There's a very deep mutual attraction, and you're just enjoying each other's energy, enjoying communicating with each other, just enjoying each other in general. Some of you may be like actually committing to a relationship, um, taking it to a next level, like say getting engaged. Some people may be getting engaged, some people may be in together. Your romantic life is extremely important to you right now. Extremely important to you. And if you are single, you are painfully aware of how single you are, and just really wish you were not, and kind of are building up kind of a dreamland in your mind, to where you can fantasize about what it would be like to have a relationship or be in a relationship with somebody, um, just so that you can feel loved. It's interesting because it's kind of the way you are loving yourself. It's the way that you find yourself feeling love from yourself. I don't know if that makes sense at all, but it's the way you comfort yourself in your loneliness, and it's the way that you find that you're okay being alone. So you're okay being alone as long as you have this fantasy of companionship. It's very interesting. It's interesting. I'm just trying to like make that make sense. Hopefully it makes sense to whomever, but yeah, you may have met somebody that you feel like they really get you. They really get you. And that's nice. It's nice to feel connected with somebody. Um, okay. Moving on. That was kind of weird. Moving on to Pisces. See what's going on with Pisces. What kind of energy will Pisces encounter over the next week? What's going on with Pisces over the next week? What kind of energy will Pisces encounter over the next week? What's going on with Pisces? All right, Pisces, you have the Six of Wands. So there may be something that you have been in competition for. You may find out that you have won. Maybe you have been trying to, you've filled out an application to get approved for something. You may find out that you're getting approved. You're getting the attention you want. You're getting the accolades you want. But it's not just because you want attention. You've actually worked hard for this. So it's, yeah, you do want attention. You want to be acknowledged, but you have actually worked hard. It's not just an ego thing. It's I'm proud of what I've done, and would like to be recognized type situation, and you will be. Some of you, it may not be in the way that you would like to be recognized, but you will still be recognized for what you have done. People are going to see things from your vantage point, from your perspective. You're going to be able to get people to understand where you're coming from. People that may have disagreements with you, you may get to a point where you're like, well, look at things like that, and we're like, oh yeah, you're right. People are going to see things your way. You may find yourself winning this week. Let's see what's going on in your love life, Pisces. What is going on in Pisces love life over the next week? Pisces, what's going on in your love life? Okay, Pisces, you have the Three of Wands. So you may be waiting to hear from somebody. Maybe, just in general, you've contacted to somebody and you're waiting to hear back from them. Or perhaps, you and your person of interest or significant other, you haven't talked in a while, and you're kind of like, well, what are we going to talk about? You don't know what to talk about when you finally do talk, or when, there may be a lot of uncertainty in regards to the communication in your relationships right now. It's as if things are trying to move forward, but there are certain things that have yet to be communicated, and that lack of communication is stunting the growth of the situation. So yes, a conversation definitely needs to be had. And don't be afraid to express yourself and talk about how you feel, because it's likely that you will be understood. It's very likely that the other person will understand your perspective and be able to work with you, and to where this communication can go over as efficiently as possible to benefit you both. So that sounds good. Sounds good. Sounds good. All right, those are your readings for the week. I hope they resonate in some way, shape, or form. Thank you to everyone who stopped in and showed love, everyone who shows up later, and I will see you all again next week. All right.